a couple weeks ahead of time, but since this is a review video, I'm putting it up the day I record. Okay, so, hi, Scott Neitlich here, aka Toy Guru, aka the brand manager for Masters of the Universe Classics. And I get asked all the time, well, you brand managed Mattel's collector line classics for 10 years. What do you think of the current line, the MOTU Origins line, which started off at Walmart in 2009, as probably many collectors do? I stopped at my local Target, and there I found the latest wave. And I finally broke down and bought an Origins figure. I got She-Ra, Princess of Power. And since people are asking me all the time, what do I think of Origins? Well, I haven't owned one until now, so I haven't really been able to give my full opinion. Well, we're going to rip this one open, we're going to take a look, and I'm going to give you the full review from the Toy Guru's perspective. I do love that they've got the Princess of Power sticker there. That looks very familiar. I've seen that before. On the back, I love the art that Axel did. I like how he hid Loki, in the tree there. He always does a great She-Ra. And, it replicates the original Masters of the Universe line look from 1980s, although She-Ra was never released as part of the MOTU line. She was released in Princess of Power, but I love how they've converted her to look like she was released as part of the vintage line. They did keep the doll look of her, though, as opposed to the action figure look from Filmation that Super 7 put out. Alright, so gonna crack this guy open here. It's on a standard, blister card. It breaks away, obviously destroys the blister when you're opening it. Not that Classics did any better with that. And the first thing we pop out is there's a brand new mini comic, and by mini comic, not just the size, but also small in page numbers, but cool. I haven't read it in full yet, but the art looks really cool. I definitely noticed that it features all of the characters from the back, so all of the, meaning the back of the cross cell. So all of the new characters that are in this wave, like Roboto and Merman and Zodak, are all represented in the story, and come together for what looks like a kind of interdimensional adventure and stuff. So continuing to crack it open there, we've got our figure packed in a normal blister tray with the accessories behind her. She's got her mask on and lots of soft goods there. We got our soft goods skirt and we've got our soft goods cape, and excited to see what the articulation is like on this. All right, so I'm going to pop her out here and take her mask off. Not bad. The face is, it's not gorgeous, but it definitely gets the job done. I do like the soft goods, and I like that they went with the vintage doll look. I'm going to grab the accessories here, which are packaged in a baggie behind her. So they're not at the bottom like they were in the vintage days where they were at the bottom of the blister tray. Now they're packed behind the figure, so you can't really see them when they're on shelf or if you're displaying it in package. Well, this is interesting. Okay, so opening up the little baggie, and I see that She-Ra's sword has like a lot more little dimples and details to it, and okay, yeah, they gave me the wrong sword, didn't they? Wow, of all the people in all the world, this is Merman's sword, isn't it? This is clearly Merman's sword. I mean, look at the handle. Yeah, this is not the sword of protection, and I didn't get a shield. Oh man, that stinks. Wow. Okay, so I've got her mask, and I've got her, and I have Merman's sword. Well, it's a cool Merman sword. I can definitely give you that. I mean, it looks like the vintage sword, and it's got the corn cob look and the bone handle and all of that, and I'm sure it would go great if I'd bought Merman, but I didn't get Merman. I got She-Ra, and now I'm without a sword of protection. Let me just check here. So this is the image of her on shelf, and we're going to zoom in, and yep, that's definitely, see, I didn't fake it, guys. That is Merman's sword. You can see it in the package now that I really look. And you can see the bone handle there behind her. So, all right, well, moving on. Merman's sword aside, I guess, yeah, looking at the cross cell, she's supposed to come with the sword of protection and her shield. I don't know if they have a rhinestone in them like the vintage toy. She does not have a rhinestone on her chest. It's just painted. Merman comes with a sword. You can see him holding it. I guess they went with vintage toy head. But yeah, okay, not the sword she's supposed to come with. But she looks cool anyway, and I'm sure I have plenty of swords of protection that I can dig up from my classics line. Maybe it'll be too big for her. The mini comic, interesting. I haven't read it in full, but I really like the art. It's cool. It's it's brand new. It's original, and like I said, it uses all the characters from this wave, which is also pretty cool. Because it's great for kids to have an explanation of who these characters are. You can see She-Ra fighting Skeletor, and there's Roboto and Zodak, and original Zodak, meaning Zodak with a C, and the Cosmic Enforcer version. Up there's the Sword of Protection, and yeah, I guess they did it a little bit more like the original sword. Okay, so back to the figure. So I've got her cracked out of her package now, and on my little photo shelf. So very cool. I mean, I like her. She's got really good articulation. I like very much what they did with the elbows and the knees, where it's kind of that pinless articulation that Hasbro has also been using. The mask fits on very snugly onto her face. You can do the mask in either way, and she's got those sparkly stickers. Those are factory applied adhesive stickers, not tampo printing or anything. Minimal deco, deco on the wristbands and on the chest, on the jewel there. It's painted. It's not an actual rhinestone, but there's another sticker on the belt / cod piece, and then it's painted underneath, so she is wearing underwear as opposed to that Angela figure that McFarlane Toys put out years ago that forgot her underwear at home, and that became a whole issue. And I like the way the soft goods work. Her mask can fit either way, although I did a terrible job in this photo of actually putting it on her face. But, with the soft goods, it doesn't hinder the articulation or the movement of her legs in any way. And she's got ankle articulation too, which is, again, very cool. I really do see this a lot like Hasbro's retro or vintage series, Star Wars line, where it's, a 3 3/4, meaning the same scale as we had as kids, but updated with articulation. So as opposed to Classics, which was kind of an ultimate version of a character, I really see Origins as the equivalent of the Hasbro vintage Star Wars figures, as opposed to the Black Series, if you will. Like the Black Series is to Classics as Vintage Series is to Origins, if you will. Ooh, I really do like the hair sculpt, though. They did a really good job on this. I like all the braids and how they interweave. It's cool because the vintage toy obviously had rooted hair. So this is how, I guess, rooted hair gets recreated as a hair sculpt. And that's really neat. I actually think that this is one of my favorite parts of the figure. Comparing her to the Classics She-Ra, so this is the an amalgam She-Ra. This is the bubble She-Ra with the regular She-Ra head and cape to maximize the articulation. So this was like a combo one, but yeah, you get the similarities. I don't have the vintage She-Ra, but I do have her mask, which is kind of weird. I found it at the bottom of a bag of Legos when I was moving. So you can see that the new one is a little smaller. The size is not quite the same, nor is the color. It's more gold. The vintage mask, though, does clip onto her head okay, so that's actually pretty nice. I think I may actually use the vintage mask because the current one that comes with her is the same yellow color as her hair, so it kind of blends in. But I like how the vintage one with the gold really stands out more. Let me see it upside down. Yeah, it does that too. This was the original way that Mattel actually proposed for the figure to wear the mask, but when girls in the test group, the focus groups, all had it, they flipped it upside down because they didn't like that they couldn't see her pretty face because it was a dolly. So that's why they flipped it. All right, I do have some vintage MOTU Horde members. I don't know where Hordak is, but I did find Leech and Mantenna. So yeah, they look pretty good with her. She looks like she melds in well. Again, her as an action figure. She can kind of go on Battle Cat. I don't have his saddle anymore. I don't know what happened to it, but she can, at least sort of ride on him. I'm sure she rides perfectly if I had the saddle. So this is kind of an unfair comparison. And she can fit into the vintage vehicles. So, there's my vintage Roton, and she'll fit in pretty good there. Again, with the soft goods, it doesn't hinder her leg movement or her ability to sit on vehicles or on mounts. So definitely cool there with the soft goods. And she does split in half pretty easy. I think this is intentional, so you could customize figures, like maybe swap around Teela's body or something. I only have She-Ra. This is my first and only Origins figure, so I don't totally know, but that does pop right apart. And hey, even with Merman's sword, she stands pretty good. So I may have to now hunt down another one to get her actual sword. Or maybe Mattel will watch this video and be kind enough to send me one. Hey, anyone there, Mattel? Bill? Rob? Anybody? Alright, well, I guess I'll just have her, like, facing off against the Mandalorian with his awesome new Darksaber, because, you know, that makes him cool, too. And I like her. I like this a lot. I hope kids like this line, because if kids like this line, it definitely has potential. Alright, if you like this video and want to see more, be sure to subscribe and like it, because that tells YouTube to share it with more people. Thanks for watching. Leave comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.